Hey, this is Ian Westerman. I'm the head pro at EssentialTennis.com, which exists to bring passionate instruction to passionate tennis players all over the world, just like you. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at two professional baseball players, and I'm going to show you step by step the similarities that are present between tennis players and their serve and high-level baseball players. And this is kind of part of a little series that I've been doing focusing on overhand motion sports. In a previous video, I showed you that pronation occurs in a football throw, American football throw. And I showed you video of Joe Montana and Drew Brees in super slow motion. Today we're going to look at two baseball pitchers. And the reason why I'm focusing on this is just simply because I think it's important to understand that solid mechanics using the body fundamentally correctly with any overhand motion is very similar across many different sports. And I've seen a lot of discussions online where people debate whether or not some mechanics are the same between tennis and baseball and football. Most of them are the same with some small differences. Let's go ahead and go to the screen. And the first player we're going to look at is Tim Lincecum. And this guy is just a rock star pitcher. He's won 2 World Series. He's won the Cy Young Award twice. He has 2 no-hitters under his belt. And this is some beautiful footage of him in super slow motion. And the first thing we're going to look at here, we're going to look at a couple similarities between a baseball pitch and a tennis serve. The first is a good use of the upper body, rotating back first. And this is something that a lot of tennis players mess up. They don't do a good job of rotating their body initially to set themselves up for a powerful delivery into the ball. Instead, they'll just turn sideways to the baseline, or they'll even face forwards and just kind of push the ball over. And what you'll see here from Tim is that he's looking back over his shoulder. His back is facing his target, and that is his initial coil or rotation with his upper body. The next position I want to show you, as you'll see his hips and his upper body lead the rotation, kind of lead the movement forward towards home plate. The next thing I want to show you is what is a position that we typically refer to as the racket drop. And that is this right here, this loaded position with the arm and the shoulder. And when you look at top-level professional tennis players, you'll typically see that the forearm is back around horizontal to the courts. I'm not quite getting to there right now. But once in a while, you'll see high-level professional players like Djokovic, for example, actually go past that, and his forearm will be beyond horizontal to the court surface. Here you see Tim a little bit past horizontal, but this is what really causes what we call the racket drop on a tennis serve, is that laying back of the arm and the shoulder. And if he was holding a racket right here with the tip of the racket pointing down, the racket would be well past his waist. Now, from here, I'm going to move forwards, and we're going to take a look at his position when he releases the ball. And you'll see a straight line across his chest, down from his dominant arm, through the plane of his shoulders. And that nice straight line is something that you'll see pretty much across the board from professional tennis players as well. And that alignment really helps transfer energy into the ball. And it just shows a good use of the body and rotation. And that lining up of the arm and the shoulder also helps prevent injury. You don't want to be extending your arm independent of the plane of your shoulders. I'm going to try not to get into a lot of detail here, but I just simply wanted to point that out. And the last thing I want to point out, to me, is really the most interesting, is as Tim releases the ball, he pronates aggressively. I've heard some people say that on a baseball throw you would snap the wrist forward, flex the wrist forward at the wrist, flex the hand forward to kind of get that what's typically referred to as wrist snap. Watch this. This is what really caused me to take note of this video. Upon release, he pronates so aggressively that his hand is actually facing upwards, which is incredible. And this is a combination of inward shoulder rotation, also a pronation of the forearm, which is internal rotation of the forearm. And that is really the snap that's occurring for Tim. Going back here, you'll see that he's got a straight line down the back of his hand, and it kind of lines up with his forearm here and the back edge of his arm. His wrist does move, but it's not an aggressive snapping motion forward. This is the same thing that you'll see from tennis players, but not this aggressively, where the hand is actually facing upward. Typically what you'll see is the hand facing inward as the racket comes up on edge, and then they'll make contact and continue out to the side, and their hand finishes facing outwards. Tim has gone beyond that, and his hand is actually facing upwards, which is incredible. It just shows a lot of flexibility and a lot of range of motion. And that's, again, kind of the snapping feeling that people get when they have correct mechanics with an overhand motion, whether it be serve or football or baseball. So that's Tim Lincecum, and I'm going to link to this video in the description or comments, down below. Or if you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be in the description. You can go watch the full video. That's just a little clip of it. If you're watching on EssentialTennis.com, you'll see the link right below the video player that you're watching right now. So just wanted to give this a quick presentation to show some similarities between serve in tennis and a pitch in baseball. Hopefully you found this interesting. Also, really my hope is that it kind of dispels possibly some myths that you may have had about a good overhand motion as far as throwing mechanics, or as tennis is concerned, serving mechanics. That's really a big goal of mine as I continue to publish lessons and instruction, is I want people to understand what is actually occurring in top-level athletes, even in other sports where there's a lot of similarities between tennis and something like baseball. So I hope that you've really enjoyed today's video. If you have and you're viewing on YouTube, do me a favor and click like. If you have any comments or questions about anything that you've just seen, you can leave those down below. Also, please subscribe to Essential Tennis on YouTube so that you don't miss out on any future instruction or lessons. With that, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate your time and your attention. Take care and good luck with your tennis.